Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. This is New2, and today I'm going to be bringing you a brand new deck list, and it's one that I piloted to 5th place at Uncon just this gone weekend. So it's been my first tournament since June. I haven't really been playing much online. You can probably see that by my lack of videos. So I thought, right, what's going to be the easiest deck for me to get into and just go fast? And this was it. And let's just take a look at it. Here we go. So this is the Zuna deck list. So our hero is Zuna. She's a tech hero, 29 health. Not too bad. But she's got great superiorities. Both the superiority explosive and time. That's exactly what we want. We really like that. It lets us play most of our cards in our deck without having to worry about limitations or superiority. We don't need any of that. Her ability, it's alright. We get to draw 2 cards. Our enemy draws 1 card. It's pretty good when we're in a pinch. Because, I mean, just as last game, I was playing against a Calic deck. I only had 6 life left. He only had 6 life left. And I had no cards left in hand. And I was just like, right, Zuna, got to go fast. Flip over 2 cards. And I had a 6 damage card in them to win me the game. So it really can be the difference between winning and losing a game, Zuna's ability. Right, let's have a look at our combos. Anti-Magic Pulse. So it's a pretty cool combo here. This is really what Aggro needed way back in the first set, or maybe set 2 as well. Which is basically a way to get round slow, oppressive decks that can build up massive buff defences. We're looking at you, Granite. We're looking at you, Sicario, with your Ritual of Awakening or your exterior defenders. Do you know, it's going to be very hard for aggro decks to punch through those lines without using all your resource. So here we've got Anti-Magic Pulse, and that lets us do just this. It turns all their buffs dormant, so we really like that. And it draws us a card as well on the second turn, so that's pretty decent. Next, Nitro Heal. So we don't run a lot of healing in this deck, and we're going to have 13 healing straight up, but most importantly, it's one of each element there. It's explosive, mechanical, and time, which means it lets us play nearly every other combo straight up, or with minimal cost, as you'll see with Time Collapse. Next, Overwhelming Blast. It's a pretty good card. Cheap, 11 damage, take 2 damage back. I mean, what more can you say about that? Shatter Blast, really cool card. It's one of our high damage cards. 14 damage. You'd never play it if you were below 15 health. If you weren't below 15 health. 14 damage, so that puts our threat range at 14, along with Time Collapse as well. So that means we've got a high threat range we can play with. Not as high as Astral, but definitely higher than Mountain. So that's really good. And of course, Time Collapse there is one of each and a time. So that means we can use Nitro Heal to pay for that, since it's our only other combo in the deck that uses mechanical. We don't run a lot of mechanical cards. So first up, we run 2 Blast Fuel batteries. So you can brick with this deck, you can brick with any deck. Blast Fuel battery lets you shuffle cards back in, resort your hand out, draw those cards back, plus 2 extra as well. So we really like Blast Fuel battery. 2 Chrono Warper. Mountain Forts, you don't want to go through them, Spectral Webs, you can't remove them with Crazed Bombers. What can you do? You can spin them out of play, and Chrono Warper does just that, and it gives you a little bit of heal to boot. So a really good card we run 2. Crazed Bomber, your staple, buff removal. What's good about this is we don't run any buffs except for Anti-Magic Pulse, but that can't be removed by Crazed Bomber. So we basically get to kill 3 of their buffs without having to worry about anything on our side in return. Love it. Dugout Reactor, really cool. This is another interesting card here from set 2. It just allows us to get our explosive cards back from the discard. And that's really useful, because before, the problem with aggro decks is you're on a limited resource. You only have X amount of damage in your deck. So Dugout Reactor, I mean, in this deck is effectively worth 12 damage a card. So we really like that. Frenzy Creeble, we're playing aggro. We're going to burn through our hand. We want 6 damage cards. Fumbling Alchemist, really good card, 6 damage, but we have to discard one of our combos. Now we can play it if we don't have a combo to discard, and that's the only time you want to play it. You never want to discard a combo. If you've got a combo and a Fumbling Alchemist, something's got to give. Play the combo, use Blast Fuel Battery, shuffle the combo back in, or shuffle the Fumbling Alchemist back in. Either way, you do not want to discard your combos because they're too important in all your games. Looper. So Looper is a really cool card, 6 damage, and the recipient draws 1 card. So that's fine. We don't mind giving them a 1 card advantage because we can work with that with cards like Uncon Informant. Scrapworks Bruiser, the explosive card that Tech had been waiting for. It's basically the Tech version of Magma Spitter. We deal 6 damage to them, we take 2 damage back. Perfect. And explosive, you mean we can get this back with Dugout Reactor? Brilliant. Time Shifter. Time Shifter is a really cool card because we can search your deck for a defend card, draw it face up, and if it's a tech card, we can play it without using an action. So Time Shifter is a fixer. Time Shifter is a Chrono Warper. It's a Blast Fuel Battery. It's a Dugout Reactor. It's all of those cards, and you can even fish out an Umbron Informant, and then you can just play the Umbron Informant. So it's really, really good. It's just brilliant in a pinch. Time Shifter for fixer, you're sorted. Right, I run 2 fixers as well. 4 healing, increase this by 3 if your health is less than 15. You never play it unless you're below 15 health. At the tournament that I was in, I only ran 1 fixer, I sided another, and in my main deck I ran 1 Battleborn Oppressor. But online, I just prefer the 2 fixers. 3 Mercenaries, a Vanilla 5, great card. It's one of our cards that doesn't have a drawback, so we can play it without a sweat. Finally, you'll see these, maybe a one-off in nearly every high-tempo deck, is an Umbron Informant. It's just silly good. Draw cards until you have as many cards in your hands as your enemy. You can draw like 10, 15 cards out of this. So we love it. We run the 2. And that is the deck. So thanks for watching this short video. Stay tuned because I'm going to put up a couple of matches right after, but I always do the deck profile separate. I've been New2. Thank you very much.